Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today we are going to be looking at the sculpts for the Warhammer Heroes for Space Marines. These will soon be coming out, and you can get a case of 8 so that you get all 7 of the different sculpts plus one extra one, or you can just acquire them randomly. But either way, we're going to be looking at all the possibilities that you can get. And of course, these are push fit models, so they're not exactly going to be difficult to assemble. But anything that I can think of that you might want to know before you assemble them yourselves, I'll make certain to add in the video. And if you had any questions that I didn't cover, you should make certain to comment below. Every box comes with a single sprue of a push-fit Space Marine, and there's no iconography that limits it to the Ultramarines chapter of Space Marines, so you can easily paint these to be whichever chapter you like. You also get the assembly guide and a card giving you the stats for each Marine to play them in Warhammer 40k Kill Team, as well as the Kill Team rules on the back of the card for the specific Captain Justian Kill Team, and a QR code to lead you to the light rules of Kill Team, which I have tried, and I think besides not mentioning how to interact with terrain, which you could get by, is quite suitable for new players to try out Kill Team. The 7 models make up the one Kill Team, and if you get a case, you'll get a duplicate of one of those models. Mine was Brother Vigneus, which may be the same for you, though the duplicate may not be fixed. I am not certain as yet. Every model has one way to be built, except there are 2 head options, an unhelmeted and a helmeted option. I chose the helmeted option for everyone because I prefer helmets on my Marines, but also because it's simply faster to paint a helmeted head than a head with a face with those tiny eyes. So they look smart in combat, and I get them on the battlefield faster, but that's me. Also, since the weapons attach at the shoulder and their head bits are the same as other Marines, if you snip the pegs off, I think you could swap some of the weapons around if you so wish with both the models in this series as well as the regular Intercessors kits, and any of the heads could be switched around as well. For sub-assembly painting, you can keep off the arms and the backpacks, and if you snip the pegs of the heads, you can keep those off as well until after you are done painting the hard-to-reach parts of the bodies, but that's up to you. You unfortunately can't really keep them off their base that well because their feet are attached to their base in most parts. Here we have Captain Justian, or however you pronounce his name, wielding a plasma pistol and power fist. Since a Primaris Captain is one of the more expensive non-Primarch Marines to buy alone, having him in this box makes a lovely bonus, and he's equipped with a plasma pistol and power fist, which is a completely reasonable pair of weapon options for a captain to have. This is Brother Acules, a heavy intercessor wielding a heavy bolter. Like the captain, he is on a 40mm base, like all heavy intercessors are, and he is normally part of a unit of 5, but if you have heavy intercessors built with heavy bolt rifles, this fellow could be switched in to have a heavy bolter option for your unit. This is Sergeant Marius, a Primaris Intercessor Sergeant with bolt rifle, which he is currently reloading. He is one where you could easily change up his arms and head with other arms and heads if you cut the pegs off and glue into place. So having his body would allow you to make multiple sergeants to swap between for your intercessors, depending on what weapons you want him to field. This is Brother Flavian, a Space Marine Eliminator with Bolt Sniper Rifle. Eliminators come in units of 3 with either Bolt Sniper Rifles or las fusils, so this fellow gives you an option for a Bolt Sniper Rifle. Yes, he does look very familiar with one of the Eliminator sculpts already out there, but there are teeny differences that make it a different model, even if he is in the same pose. And you could give him an alternate head, which would look far less like the other guy anyway. This is Brother Decian, an Assault Intercessor with an Astartes chainsword and heavy bolt pistol, and since regular Intercessors don't wield heavy bolt pistols, he does stand out as an Assault Intercessor in particular, but since you can clip off the pegs, his body could be used for any of the 32mm based Astartes, or you could just play Kill Team. This is Brother Thysaur, and he is an interesting one, throwing a smoke grenade in one hand and wielding a Stalker bolt rifle in the other. At the moment, there's only one infantry unit who use smoke grenades, and those are Reavers, and they don't wield Stalker bolt rifles, so he's an interesting one. Maybe just give him to the Sternguard veterans. You could make him a Reaver lieutenant, though, if you keep his smoke grenade, but change out the other arm to match one of the weapons that the lieutenant could use, and put him on a 40mm base by sawing him off this base. Possibilities. This is the 2 copies of Brother Vigneus, who is wielding an auto bolt rifle, but for this edition thus far, both the bolt rifle, Stalker bolt rifle, and these auto bolt rifles all fall under the umbrella of bolt rifle, which regular intercessors use, making these fellows fine options for your intercessor squads. Actually, with the sergeant, these two, smoke grenade guy if you ignore the smoke, and the assault intercessor, if you give him the sergeant's helm, will make a unit of 5 intercessors from the case. Otherwise, it's a hodgepodge of various Space Marine models that you could pick up for someone's first time painting and assembly experience, or because you like the look of them and want some Space Marines with your Primaris Captain. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make certain to like if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as I said before, comment below if you had any questions about anything that I went over or did not go over in this video. I will catch you in the next one. Bye! To the patrons and YouTube members that have been supporting this channel, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a fantastic hobby time wherever you are. Interesting item of note, that was happening while I was actually doing this video. I went to order these for the store from my GW rep, and he said that GW won't be offering them at all, which surprised us both, really. And instead, they'll be available at distributors only, and therefore available at local hobby stores that reach out to get them in particular, like me. So if you do want to pick yourself up a case or a couple of these models anyway, maybe let your local game store know of your interest sooner rather than later, so they can go looking to get these while supplies last. Though previously the distributors were more costly to get Warhammer from than GW, as you might expect, not being the manufacturer themselves. So if these are per box more than the previous Space Marine blind boxes, that isn't necessarily the retailer it's doing, nor even the middleman. It's just the way that it's gonna be. Or the cost will be the same. That would be great. I do not know at this point. I do not know whether my distributors will even be carrying these boxes. It's still too early to tell. We shall see.